dear friends and colleagues. As you know, 2020 has been a terrible year for all interpreters throughout the world. The pandemic has slowed down our business. There are no conferences, there is no traveling. All the local businesses are also shut down, so there is not community interpreting. There is almost no court interpreting either. Perhaps healthcare interpreting is the only one that has not slowed down that much, but interpreters are at very high risk right now. So it doesn't matter how you look at it, this is a very bad year, and we are already on the second half of the year 2020. There's no doubt, and nobody can argue with the fact that this year interpreters will make less money than in other years. It is also true that uncertainty permeates the profession because nobody really knows what is going to happen next month, much less for the rest of the year. If you look at all the forecasts, it may get a little better in some parts of the world, it may get somehow worse in some other places, but the deal is we are not going back to how we were before as far as income, as far as assignments. And this is very important because it adds to the stress that we interpreters are going through right now. Stress about how you're going to make ends meet, how you're going to keep up your craft, how you're going to keep your clients, how are you going to get enough work to get you by and be ready to get more work once that conditions allow for it. For that reason, this is a very good time for professional associations to stand by the interpreter, supporting them, defending them, protecting them. I am very glad to see how some of our professional associations are protecting the interpreters and defending the interpreters that are facing adversity, such as some of our colleagues at the European Union. I am also very happy to see how some of our professional associations, both on the international and local levels, have been helping the interpreter with some free webinars, with some workshops, and with all kinds of different issues presented to them for their professional development and benefit. I am very happy to see how some of our associations such as AIC and TALS and others have been also looking after the interpreter in these times of in extremis distance interpreting, making sure that all interpreters are aware of the fact that these remote simultaneous interpreting platforms do not comply with ISO standards, making sure that all interpreters know about toxic sound so that you know what's coming next and you really know what your exposure is when you do distance work. I am also very happy and pleased to see how some of the biggest and some of the not so big professional associations have supported the interpreter by canceling their professional conferences and congresses for the year 2020. I am very happy to see that some of the largest ones and the international associations, such as the International Association for Professional Translators and Interpreters and the International Federation, of Translators, IAPTI and FIT, decided to cancel their events this year in Romania and Cuba. I am very happy to say that I have looked at some other very important associations and events that were supposed to take place this year and were canceled, such as a big congress that we were having for the Spanish interpreting community in Lima, Peru, such as the very famous and traditional conferences that the local associations are constantly having. In our case, in the interpreting world in Spanish, ATIF from Florida, as well as the Spanish division of ATA, have just announced that they did cancel their event that was originally scheduled and postponed from its original date in March and was supposed to take place in Florida. I am very happy to see how some others have found other ways or alternatives to really avoid having these live in-person events, such as BP20, very famous and popular worldwide. Also, some other organizations and associations like the Organización Mexicana de Traductores, OMT, who is offering the alternative of attending and presenting for their conference all the way in November virtually from your own home, so you don't have to be worrying about quarantines, about international traveling, about getting on a plane or being in an enclosed space with many other colleagues. I am very happy to see how also the university book fair and the Interpreter and Translator International Encounter for university students and professors in Pachuca, Mexico, has offered this alternate means to attend the conference as well by doing it online. I am very happy to see how some other smaller associations either canceled or switched to an online format for this year. And let me tell you why. This is for the interpreter's health. You don't have to worry about getting the virus by going to some other place. You don't have to worry if your field requires of them to get a continuous education and that way really gambling on your health, because now you can get it online and you can get it top notch and not just some dubious online webinar that somebody that you never heard of before might be offering. I am very glad because the associations do understand that going to a conference means traveling, means stopping making money for a few days or sometimes even longer, and that it's a very important part of the interpreter's budget every year. These associations do understand that right now times are not for interpreters to spend $5, $10, $20,000 going to one of these conferences, paying for hotel, airplane, meals, and the conference itself. And for that reason, they have stood by the interpreter and they decided to cancel or to switch into a virtual format for this year. I am very happy that all these different associations, professional associations, are looking after the interpreter's interests instead of after their own economic interests. That is why I sure hope that all associations follow suit, because right now it is very concerning to see how some of them are still forging ahead with their live event, even if this means disregarding to a degree the health of the interpreters and translators by pushing them, by inviting them, at least by applying some peer pressure on them to attend the conferences. I don't believe this is the right way to go this year. I think this is sending a terrible message. This is telling our professional community that income, that money, that finances are more important than the integrity and health of the interpreter. I frankly, to be honest with you, do believe that it is really dangerous and frankly immoral to hold a live conference for the rest of 2020. It doesn't matter whether the association is big or small. I don't think they should do that. And I think that those that have not canceled yet are in a very, very poor situation. People will remember that they did not stand by the interpreter, that they did not stand by the translator. It is very important for everybody to cancel. It doesn't matter if the association is going to lose money, which by the way is the members' money, by canceling hotels, convention centers, and things like that. The health of the interpreter, the sanity of the interpreter, the peace of mind of the interpreter in such a horrible year is the paramount, most important issue at stake in 2020. This is the year to all unite. This is the year to support each other. This is not the year to be looking after your wallet or your accounting books. This is not the year to profit. This is not the year to stand out and say, hey, I am better than anybody else because I'm still holding my conference. This is the time of solidarity. And I invite you all, even if this or some of these associations decide to go ahead with their conferences, or they don't soon announce their cancellation, I invite you not to go. Take care of your health, take care of your families, take care of your wallet, take care of your clients. Conferences will be there next year. there's a lot of very good conferences that are already planning their events for next year. So please don't go this year. Don't risk yourself. Don't get sick. Don't go through all the medical hassles of being sick of COVID-19. Don't go. Don't go through the legal proceedings that will mean that you will have to sue those associations because you are going to get sick at their venues. Don't trust them. If they make you sign some waiver because they want you to go there to the conference instead of just canceling it, don't buy it. Don't go. My friends, this is the year to take care of yourselves. This is the year of taking care of your business and your profession. Do not hesitate. Say no to live conference in 2020. Don't go. Don't pay attention to the ones that are still promoting themselves and are sending congratulations notices to the approved speakers. It is very important not to go this year. I am one of the biggest advocates for professional development, for continuous education. I love going to conferences, as all of you know. However, this is not the time to do it. Please stay home. Please support the associations that already took the loss by canceling this year, and support them next year. Save your money and reward those associations. Do not reward the ones that really don't care about you and want to go ahead with their conferences and congresses in 2020. Whether you're talking about a tiny little association or you're talking about one of the big international ones, just remember, from your local association to IAPTI and FIT, they all decided to stand by the interpreter and not by their own pocketbooks. Please think about this and stay home in 2020. At least that is my opinion. Thank you very much.